That's one of the worst second half performances I think I've seen from us. I've upset a lot of them. I don't even really care. Hello there and welcome to my FM24 save here with Deportivo and Coruña. Thank you for joining me in today's video, which is part number 51, where we've got a relatively, knock on wood, easy game with Osasuna, followed by Real Madrid. Not in La Liga, but in the Champions League, because we can't have nice things. Apparently, we just have to play them in every competition, because them's the rules. And if you're excited to see how we get on in both of those games, don't forget to leave a big like on the video for me, and do not forget to subscribe as well. It is completely free to do so. You'll put a big smile on this face right here. What's not to love? If you've not watched the save up until this point, welcome. Hope you have a lovely time while you're here. Put your feet up, relax, watch some Football Manager, and if you want to go back and watch the rest of the save up until this point, there are quite a few videos, but they are split into their own playlists for the season, so do what you want with that. There will be the main playlist just above me up there. So, since you were last with me, well, last time you were with me it was the opening day of the season, where things were mixed. We lost against Real Madrid in a tight 2-1 and we beat Cadiz 5-0. Since then, I mean, we've won every game. It's been quite nice, if I'm honest. It's been very nice. There's been a few tight ones here or there. I mean, we battered Ajax on the opening Champions League game, which was lovely. Struggled a bit against Copenhagen, then battered Anderlecht. So there's no real pattern there, to be honest with you, but that's going quite well. League-wise, we're currently in first, due to the fact that Real Madrid have yet to play. If they win their game in hand, they will go over us, due to the fact that they have drawn one of their 10 games, not lost one of them. So there is that. But at the moment, goal difference-wise, we're actually not top. We've actually got the second best. In fact, no, not even the second best, third best. Our defence has suffered a little bit this season, which is a bit of a surprise, because I actually feel like it's been a bit stronger. But it is what it is. Goals for, again, not the strongest for once. No, I mean, both Real Madrid and Barcelona have overtaken us again. Should we be concerned at that? I don't really know. I don't know, to be honest with you. We'll see and we'll find out. But that's everything. In terms of transfers, I don't think we made any other ones. We did. I lied. Okay, so so we did make transfers. So I do need to fill you in on this. So the first one we made was one I said I wasn't going to, because I didn't think he'd be good enough. Oh, I was wrong. Eliawahi. We had him at Villa at the beginning of the FM24 cycle, and we brought him in as an inside forward on the left. The boy is incredible. 6 goals, 5 assists, 1 player of the match. Wow, he's been sensational. He's only started 6 times for us. I started him as striker in the last game, and he did okay in it as well. I mean, at the moment his development's not doing brilliantly, but at 26 years old, I think we can get this guy into the France setup, because he's been so good for us cutting inside off the left. He really has been. So happy we got him. I still would have liked the other guy. I'm still going in the back of my head, I'm going to go back in for that guy again, but this guy's been incredible. Did we spend a lot of money on him? Yeah, we did. Which is a bit of a regret of mine, but I don't care. It's fine, don't worry about it. Then we signed a defensive midfielder, and the reason we signed a defensive midfielder is because someone triggered a release clause. Yeah, Bajetic has left us. He has gone to Bayern Munich, and he went for his fee of his release clause, £40 million. Did give us some money. We've actually still got money left over at the moment, but as you can see, had 3 glorious seasons with us. Well, 2 glorious seasons with us. One of them didn't count because he was only here for 2 games, and one of them counted twice because reasons. We doubled up money on him, so I'm really happy with that, but he's currently not doing very well at Bayern Munich at all, so maybe we can loan him back. Who knows? Ignore these 2. Just pretend they don't exist. These were poor transfers from me. They really were. They were deadline day loan backup signings that I thought looked okay. They've been awful. They've been relegated to the B team, and at the moment they're not even playing in that because they're that bad. I'm hoping their clubs want them back because they can have them. That was a massive misstep, both of them. I signed this guy to replace the other guy, and he's technically a little bit better, but not by much. And then we finally had the confirmed signing of Sandoval. Can't register him just yet, so we're currently playing in the under-21s. And to be completely honest with you, I don't know if you can see that down at the bottom. I think you just can. He's slaying it. He's got an average rating of over 8 after 8 games. From a midfield position, where he'll be playing as a defensive midfielder, he's scored 4 goals and got 8 assists in 8 games. He looks sensational. Now, the one problem we've got with him, which oh my God, I've just realised, is that he counts as an international player because we've only just signed him. So he won't be able to be registered. I've just realised that. Pardon my French, that's a ball ache. I've only just realised it. Well, okay, don't expect to see this guy that often to begin with. That's made my mind up. January he goes out on loan. He needs to get first team football in a decent club, in a decent league, because he, when I've used him in friendlies, has looked, quite frankly, sensational. So he needs to get football. If there's a way that we can kind of juggle things around and get him in the squad, I will do. But I don't think there's going to be. Because again, I think at the moment, we've got 3 registered still who are internationals. It's not going to show up on here, which is annoying. But we have got more trained club players now. Herculano counts, Boedo, we knew counts, Ilic now counts as well. So Truly's not our own one. As a result of that, we're now happy to let Truly go. He has put in a transfer request and we are going to let him go in January to get a bit more money. Not that we need it though, because as it stands, we've got just under £20 million. So, you know, we don't exactly need it. I also, let me just double check what we've got here. So we've got about £85,000 a week left in the budget, but I mean, I don't think this is fully accurate. I don't think it takes into account like bonuses and things like that. One thing to bear in mind though, with the money that we've got to spend, is that obviously we haven't got many squad places, so anything we bring in, I'm thinking about maybe Wonder Kid shopping. We don't need anyone really in the squad. The squad is actually pretty good. We've had quite a few injuries recently. Litzkas has just come back from one. Renan has. Furic has. We've had the odd injury or two. We've also discovered that Bojan Ilic doesn't like big games, which is a problem. It is a huge problem. So I am open for Ilic to leave in January. We can get a decent fee for him, hopefully, and then I already know who I'm going to go for. We'll get to that if it comes up. But yeah, he worries me a little bit now I've seen that. He's been fine this season. I mean, in the league, he's got over a 7. He's been fine. He's got a few assists. Champions League, admittedly not so great, but 6.9 is nothing to be sniffed at. So it is what it is. I mean, I've waffled on already, but I need to show you, well, kind of introduce you to the superstar of the show, and he is injured at the moment. But Nico Gonzalez has been a bit of a revelation in the midfield. He covered for Litzkas while Litzkas has been injured. Litzkas has just returned from injury. Just the model of consistency as that playmaker. He played one game as a defensive midfielder there as well. Just the model of utter consistency. He even had a good game against Real Madrid. Got an assist there. Got a goal there. Like, one bad game against Atleti there. Fine. You allowed that. That's the worst game he's had. Every other one has been over a 7. The man is, considering he was a Real Madrid reject, really good player, and I'm really, really proud of him. Right, we've offered on long enough. Let's get to the game against Osasuna, who are bottom of the league, so we should be able to beat them. And this is the 11 we're hopefully going to beat them with. It is Karnasec in goal, Martinez, Herculano, Riyad and Ilic in defence, Veloso and Rodriguez in the middle with Maria Navarro and Wahi supporting Salvador up front. The injury issues have been a problem, I've got to be honest with you. That midfield combination has been a little bit up and down. We've got to a point where we've got the players now, -1, but Veloso can cover the playmaking role. Litzkas could probably do the defensive midfield role if we absolutely needed him to. I don't really want to do that, but it is an option out there. To be fair, I think also Veloso could do it if we needed it to happen. I do need to change this because it's still on 2D. Allow me to do just that. So yeah, I think it's one of those. We've got... I had disappointments at the beginning of the season on the quality of our squad in terms of the first team because we hadn't really improved it that much. I take that back. I think we've improved the depth of it quite a bit. When the backup fullbacks have come in, they've looked solid enough. The defence has been pretty good. It's not been given, but Elia Wahi has just been doing that all season. He genuinely has. Let's just see the replay. Let's see, because it's not been given. The flag was up. Let's just see how bad it was in terms of an offside. I just want to see it because Elia Wahi just does mad things. So Veloso has the ball here. Wahi's over here. Yeah, he is offside, to be fair. Ball in and just leathers it. But he's been doing that kind of thing all season. He's been so good. I'm really impressed with him, actually. So I hope he does get another goal in this game or another opportunity to him. And he's just been tackled off the ball, which is a bit disappointing there. But yeah, I'm not going to lie, that made me lose my point a little bit. But we're attacking here. Arnaud Martinez goes for a worldie. I don't really know why he was going for a worldie. I'd have rather him try and put it in the box for Salvador. Salvador did have a bit of a dry patch recently as well. Only about 3 or 4 games, but he was looking a bit off the boil. Took him out of the last game, came on as a sub, scored a goal. Wouldn't you just know it? Always the way. Always the way. We are looking okay in terms of match momentum. We're having the chances, we're having the possession, we're having the passes, but not really creating as much as I would like us to against the team bottom of the league. Ball to Ilic. Ilic goes out to Navarro. Ball given away. Our passing has been a bit on the looser side recently, so maybe we need to address that a little bit. We are going to try and press a bit more. I mean, the tactical change this season is that we're pressing more than we have done previously. I have also, because they're playing 3 at the back, taken off passing into space because they're not going to leave that much space for us. If we struggle, I will turn it back on. But against the back 3, I feel like if we're trying to pass into space and they're just cutting it off, it's not going to be worth it. Riyad does really well. He's one I wanted to talk about. The defence has been, although it has conceded goals, it's looked a bit more composed. Riyad, there's something about him. Bearing in mind how disappointed I was that I felt like we had to sign him, I genuinely feel like he adds something to the defence, in particular when he's there with Herculano. I feel like that's a partnership for however many years Riyad's viable, because Herculano is obviously very young. That's a partnership that could last for quite some time. Ball's whipped into the box, nothing really doing there, but we do get possession back with Martinez. He goes backwards to Herculano, a bit disappointing. I would like to go forwards here. Right, Martinez now, looking to drive forward again. Again, has to go back to Herculano, but we are in their box now, completely in their half the pitch. Going through all of the words that are incorrect to get to the right one. What happened there? That happened in the last game a bit as well. We had horrific luck in front of goal. We just kept hitting the post, hitting the bar, all this kind of stuff. We train chance conversion before every single game. So I don't quite know what it was. And it feels like we've still got the bug a little bit here. I'm going to demand a bit more from the boys. We can do a bit better than that. But Salvador has been kind of like that recently, and it's been a little bit concerning. I don't know whether that's the start of discontent. He's not come to me with any issues that I know of. And I checked his happiness and everything looks great. So I don't know whether there is something lurking in the background that's going to come out. I really hope not, because he's the jewel in the crown. Having said that, with El Yawahi, and there are some other players out there, we know there are other options if we need them. But El Yawahi, the way he started here, I think he could do a solid job as a striker if we need him to. And I thought Maria had put us 1-0 ahead there with a lovely goal. It hasn't quite happened yet. Our shooting boots have been missing recently every now and then. They're missing a little bit here, and I am a bit worried the longer it goes on, the more chance they've got of getting into the game. I would quite like a decent victory against the bottom-ranked team in the league while we're at home. It's a bit concerning if that doesn't happen. That's a terrible free kick. That's a really bad free kick, in fact. Right, ball to Martinez, into Maria. Maria makes it 1-0. That's more like it. Ramon Maria with his 5th goal of the season. He's had a pretty good start to the season, actually. He's wanted by some clubs as well. I don't want to lose him. But if they are for big money, they are for big money, and we'll have to assess that. And at the moment, we are a club that kind of needs money. We also need to sign and sell players for a profit, so it is what it is. It's a bit of a simple goal, really. Just simple pass and then just smashes it. I'll take it, though. That'll do. Ramon Maria gets a goal. Again, 5th league goal of the season. Makes it 1-0 on the stroke of half-time. And Osasuna will probably feel a little bit disappointed. Now, I've just said they're playing really well. They obviously feel like they don't. So let's go through some of them and tell them as much. We're not happy with these two, Wahi and Salvador. Even though Wahi's looked lively, hasn't really done a lot. What I might do is double whammy. We're going to go attacking. I'm going to work the ball into the box. I took this off. I legitimately took this off. Now, what's their formation? I'm still playing 3 at the back. They are. Right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take that off, and we're going to leave it at that. I took that off. I can't believe that's changed itself. And I bet this has changed itself again. Yeah, it has. Football Manager, what are you doing to me? I mean, this is not even what it had on here. It's really not. You were being pressed. Only 2 of these guys. I mean, this is... I'm not saying this is the reason why it's been a bit of a struggle. I don't think it has, particularly with the strikers, because, you know, at the end of the day, they've not really had a look in. But it's a bit of a concern that the game is just doing that. Right. Let's see with those changes what we can do. I am just going to have a quick word with you and motivate you. There we go, that's what. I'm also going to have a word with Navarro as well, and we'll just get those guys motivated a little bit more. Right, demand more from the boys. It's only 1-0. Quite like a second, if not a third. Por favor, that'd be lovely. We have to take Rodriguez off at some point because he is on that yellow card, which worries me ever so slightly. Navarro flicks it on. Couldn't quite find anyone. Rodriguez does really well there. Bit of aerial ping pong here. Herculano does so well, but Ilic has made the mistake. Ilic has made the mistake. We get so lucky there. They also make the mistake, and Maria is now leading a counter-attack. He's surrounded by players, but he's got the trickery to get past them. Decides to go back to Martinez. Probably the safer move there. Ilic, what are you doing? You're the captain of the club. You can't be doing things like that. He's somehow on a 6.9. I'm just going to tell him to focus. It's probably going to ruin him a little bit, but he needs to after that. I'm taking him off. I'm not risking it. I'm genuinely not risking it. We're also taking Rodriguez off for Yepes, one of the one who replaced Beatic. He's not particularly good like star-wise, but I'll tell you what, he's had some decent ratings as well. Wahi and Salvador not doing particularly well. We're going to bring on Chris Furic, give him a few minutes out there from his injury. I do also want to bring on Litzkas, so tell you what, let's get him a few minutes out here as well. Why not? We've got one substitution left after this. Let's do that. Let's get the ball. Let's try and get it forward and try and do things. Wahi gives the ball away there. Not a great performance from Wahi. His first one in front of the camera. A little bit disappointing, but it is what it is. Right, we're going to encourage the boys. Let's just see whether we can get back into this. Right, we have a free kick here. I imagine this is going to be Salvador to take. It is. The ginger wizard that he is. Ginger wizard. I thought he'd done it then. I thought the keeper wasn't even moving because there was no points. We've had so many chances. If we concede a late equaliser, I'm going to be so mad. I would quite like us to get another goal here. I'd also like to keep a clean sheet because I feel like we haven't kept enough of those so far this season. I need to have a look at the stats in the league just to see what that looks like. Right, Veloso now into Maria. Maria into the box, looking to make it too, and he does. And Veloso in the more advanced position, which is the position we want him to be in, and he will be able to be now. Litzkas is fit again, gets the assist from said position. 2-0. I'm a bit happier with 15 minutes to go. Lovely stuff. Maria gets it to Riyad here. Riyad into Rodriguez. Litzkas gets to Veloso. Litzkas getting in on the action as well, which is good to see. And there is the finish from Maria. Lovely. Really, really happy with that. Solid goal. Really, really solid goal. Salvador again. Poor performance. He scored in the last game. It's a bit of a poor one. I'd like to see him get a goal. I don't really like the fact that I've just seen Veloso off the pitch. That worries me greatly. Let's not have that. I mean, the trainers, bless him, football manager, bless you for animating that. I love that so much. Header down here. Martinez now slowly getting to the ball. We don't need to rush for 2-0 ahead. Now getting it over to Renan. Renan looking to drive forward as well. Solid. Nearly ran the ball out. Play, as I said, he was solid. He's been a solid left back for us. It's nothing special, nothing spectacular, but he's done the job when we've needed to give Ilic a break or when Ilic has not played particularly well. Into Salvador here, he puts it wide. What is Johnny Salvador doing at the moment? He's such a good striker, and he has scored goals this season, but he's gone on a bit of a dry spell. I've not changed anything about him, so I don't really understand what it is. Veloso is tiring. I'm going to bring this kid on. Santiago Lobello. I've played him a couple of times. He's actually looked alright, you know. He's not a great player, but he's looked okay. And what I'm thinking is we get him some more minutes, get him some more game time, build his value up, out the door, sell him for some cash. That's what I'm thinking. Bit harsh, I know. The clean sheet is going to be the most important thing here, but a third goal would make me really happy. Renan and Herculano gets there. Technically, Renan gets an assist. We have got a third goal. I feel a little bit happier now. I'd have preferred Salvador getting the goal, if I'm honest, but do you know what? However we get it is however we get it. Renan actually, I don't know if he goes for the chance here or if he just flicks it on. It's actually saved, so I mean that's probably arguable if that's an assist, but it's been given, so I'll take it. I will take it, or rather Renan will take it. 3-0. I'll take that, but the forward line needs to improve a little bit. I'm going to say I'm happy, but I am going to tell Salvador again, really not happy with him. And we have already had a word with him recently. I might have to have a big sit-down word with him. And be like, look, you've not scored enough recently. Because he hasn't. I'll show you his form in a minute and you'll probably look at it and go, Stu, what you on about? But genuinely, I feel like his form isn't... It's not where it was last season. I mean, it hurts me to think that he might be a bit of a one-season wonder. But I'm starting to wonder because... No, he's not. He's not. I'm being a bit stupid. Right. Let's go to the schedule. Let's have a look at it. So this is just the competitive games. So, scored in the first game, scored in the second game, scored in the third game, scored in the fourth game, scored in the fifth game. I'm being silly, aren't I? But then didn't score, then didn't score, then didn't score, then scored two, then scored two, then didn't score, then didn't score, then did score, then did score, then didn't score. I'm being silly. He's fine. He's absolutely fine. He is currently in first in the goals chart with 12 goals in November. He's doing fine. He just had some wobbly games, and annoyingly, one of them has been today on camera just before we play Real Madrid. Elio Wahi on the assist chart, by the way, and Ramon Maria, one of the best players. And Konsechi's leading the clean sheets as well. What am I on about? We're doing fine. We're top of the league as well. Admittedly, Real Madrid have got 2 games in hand. They'll probably change that. Right, let's go away. Let's get ready for... And he said Barcelona. It's not Barcelona. It's Real Madrid in the league. In terms of the Champions League stage at the moment, we're currently top of it. That's lovely. In terms of the remaining... That's nuts. In terms of the remaining fixtures we've obviously got Real Madrid. Inter again. I'm not showing you Inter again on this channel. We've played against them that many times. It's not happening. Then we've got Rangers. Then we have got Manchester United. And then we've got Paris Saint-Germain. That's horrific. That's a horrific last couple of games. So we really need to try and make the most out of the Rangers game, because these are going to be tough. Now, we have got Real Madrid at home. We have also got Man United at home. That could be a problem. I think the good work that we've already put in to the Champions League by winning those 3 games is definitely a good thing. It could be tight to get out of Champions League this season. It really could be. Well, we'll find out. Speaking of which, we need to play Real Madrid next. Yeah. How about looking that go? Back for the game against Real Madrid, and this is the 11 now we are hopefully going to be using to give them a big old L in the Champions League. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll certainly give it everything we've got. It is Konsechi in goal, Martinez, Herculano, Riyad and Ilic in defence, Veloso and Yepes in the middle with Maria Navarro and Wahi supporting Salvador up front. Yepes is in for Rodriguez, didn't have a great game last time, hasn't had a good game in a little while, not a good game, he's been okay in some of them, but we're just going to put in a stronger person in this one. The big game thing worries me with Ilic. We're going to go with him. We know Renan can get in and do the job. He got an assist in the last game. He got a good rating in the last game, so I'm happy to put him in if it is required. We've also had a word with Johnny Salvador as well, so hopefully he sorts his life out. Whether he does or not, I don't know. But let's just get into it. It's at home. That should mean something. It's Real Madrid. That will probably mean more. They've got a very good team. They've signed a new goalkeeper as well. No more Etienne Green starting the game. They've signed Canizares, who, to the best of my knowledge, there used to be a Spanish goalkeeper by that surname. I'm assuming they're a relation. I'm not going to have a look at them. Lucas Canizares, I'm assuming he's going to be... Well, I know he is because I scouted him. He is a good goalkeeper, so it's going to be a challenge for us to beat him. But we've got the firepower to do it, so let's just go out there and get it done. Right. Veloso to Yepes. Yepes now going out a little bit wide, which, again, we've got the 2 defensive midfielders on support, so we are going to be left a little bit open like this every now and then, and maybe today we should be changing it back. We did actually have it as a half-back position on the first game of the season. Maybe we should go back to that for the rest of the game, because we've left ourselves wide open here, and we nearly concede. I am actually going to change it. He can do half-back. It's not a terrible thing for him to do. I just think maybe for this game, we go back to that, I think. The main reason we didn't do that is because Rodriguez can't really play there, but then maybe we just force games into him and then he will. But I think we probably, for this game, need a bit more of a defensive presence. It feels more responsible to do. We've actually had a decent start against them, although the first highlight was them attacking us. We've been okay. Ball's whipped in here. Herculano flicks it on to Riyad. Riyad just puts it over. Riyad, of course, formerly at Barcelona. He would love to put a dent in Real Madrid's Champions League hopes. He would absolutely love it. And when people absolutely love the idea of doing things in football, it usually goes belly up. Hopefully not today. Our defence isn't having the best of games, neither does our attack. This is a game where I'm a bit more forgiving with all of that, purely because of the opposition. It's Real Madrid. They're a tough team to play against. We know it's going to be a bit of a struggle. Martinez having a decent game out there, by the way. The wingers are okay. Salvador's really struggling out there, though. So we need to find a way to get more to him. Now, remember, we had this with the 4-3-3. And the whole point was we got the attacking midfielder to try and sort that kind of link out. And it did work. But at the moment, it's not. I'm going to say I'm delighted. Salvador, point the finger. I'm going to say that one. I'm going to try and put a bit of pressure on him because he is kind of coasting at the moment. And I'm just worrying that his head's been turned and we just haven't had a notification about it yet. I'm going to go in and we're going to carry on as we are. I'm just wondering if there's anything I can do to help him a little bit in terms of trying to get him the ball. Because at the moment, he is struggling. I mean, maybe we change him to complete forward and let him do his own thing. The problem with that is, his passing, his teamwork, none of that's really good enough. He is much better suited to being an advanced forward. So that doesn't really work. But then maybe we try and get him a bit deeper. I don't know. I'm going to take Dribble more off of Navarro. We'll try and get him focused on passing rather than focused on running with the ball. I don't think there's anything else I can do. I think anything else is messing about with it a bit too much. We'll go with that for now. And we'll just see whether we can spark Salvador into life. A draw against Real Madrid in the Champions League would not be a terrible result. It really wouldn't be. I'd be okay with it. However, with how we did the first half, we really should be looking at this as an opportunity. Having said that, the way that the second half has started, looking at the match momentum just before we got this highlight, I don't think we're going to have as much luck. I think they've brought Rodrigo on. I think we probably need to have a look at that. This Esteve guy was really difficult to play against in the first game. We look like we're pressing them quite well at the moment, but it'd be quite nice if we actually get the ball off of them. Because at the moment we're not doing that. We're really not doing that. We've let Endrick get through here. Endrick now looking to get the ball into someone who's dangerous. Into Tchouaméni, into Bellingham, 1-0. You can see it coming a mile off. Right, I am going to try something. I am going to get stuck in. Let's just try and bully them a little bit. It's annoying because we have been, up until half-time, the better team, and they have started. Very similar story against Real Madrid. They are very, very good at starting the second half. I'm going to demand more from the boys. Herculano and Riyad have really not had good games. Neither has Ilic. Salvador's had a shocker, even why he's not doing very well at the moment. We're just trying to G them up. Right, they've got a free kick. We're going to make some substitutions after this highlight, but at the moment it's not going well. And we've got one easy game left in the Champions League. We're leaving so much space all of a sudden. Where has that space come from? We've gone more defensive by having Yepes there. But we can't get the ball to Salvador. Right, well, Hlajek's going to come on. He's going to have to. I don't really know. I think we're done in this game. They're 2 ahead. We're not getting anywhere with this, really. I'm going to change to distribute to fullbacks. Let's try something a little bit different. The centre-backs have had a rotten game. I can't take both of them off. I'm going to leave Herculano on. I'm going to bring on Vandenberg. He's got a bit more experience. Maria's had a poor game. What a game he's waited for to have a poor game, by the way. And we'll make those changes. Again, another really disappointing game for Salvador. And it worries me. It really does. I do worry whether maybe he's had his head turned and we just haven't noticed it yet. Right. I'm going to stop. Fire the boys up. Attacking. Is there anything else we can do? I'm going to take play out of defence on. I can take it off, rather. I'm going to hit early crosses. Let's be a bit more direct. And let's just see what we can do. I don't really know what else we can do at this point. I think this game is gone. And I think we probably just need to accept that. But it is what it is. Right, changes have been made. Herculano's on 6.3, so he's going to have to come off. Right, we have a corner here. Furic looking to get a goal back here. Herculano couldn't get on the end of it. Rodrigo heads it forward, but only gets as far as Martinez. Into Furic now, whipping it in. Looking for the head of Elia Wahi. Never going to get in from there, really. You get the occasional kind of fluky goal that would go with, but that was never going to be that. Right, throw into Real Madrid. Esteve with the throw in again. He was a bit of a thorn in our side in that first game. Tchouaméni into Rodrigo. Into Frimpong. This is 3. It is. We're being schooled here by Real Madrid. Really good start to the season, and then Real Madrid are bringing us, for the second time this season, back down to earth. We've not improved enough. I'm not even bothered looking at that goal. We've not improved enough at all. I'm berating the team because We did so well in that first half, but we just couldn't get a goal. And then in the second half, they have just... Oh my God, it's such a loose pass. The loose passing is now back again. And that's going to be for... Oh, this is not a good one. Herculano's coming off. Rebel's coming on. And then, I mean, too little too late. But Litzkas can come on below so I can get forward. I don't know what else we can do here. I genuinely don't. We need to get forward. We need to get goals. But we've got 10 minutes left. We're not scoring 4. The first half compared to the second half, it's 2 different games. And I'm angry at just how much we've capitulated. We are not the same team as we were last season when we moved to this formation. We don't look as sharp. But pre-season was good. We've started the season well, all things considered. So I don't quite know. At the moment, it just doesn't feel quite the same. Hlajek gets the ball in. It's offside. Would you believe it? It's actually offside. I've just seen the flag go up. Would you believe it? It's offside. This is why we can't have nice things. Oh, this is poor. This is one of the poorest games I think we've had. I mean, it's all been the second half. We're having chances, by the way. We are still having chances, but they're not highlight worthy. Right, the keeper's come out. Karnasechi claims. It's a bit late for him to be a dominating goalkeeper. He's put it on his feet. Right, he's launched it forward. He's looking for Hlajek. Can't find him. We're second to everything. We're just second to everything. Well, Real Madrid have really opened our eyes at what the golfing class is. I mean, heavy touch there from Vinny Jr. He is human, as it turns out. This reminds me so much of the Sassuolo game last season in the Champions League. The difference being, we expected to beat Sassuolo and they humbled us. And that at the time felt like the worst loss we've had. This one has been so poor. It really, really has been. Right, ball in. Hlajek, header, just over. Hlajek's actually changed the game for us since he's come on. He's got a poor rating, but he's actually looking so much more lively than what Salvador did. We get a goal. There it is. It's not offside or anything. It's way too late. It's the 89th minute. We save a little bit of face. We do score against Real Madrid, but the defence has been... No, it's not even the defence. It's not even that. The team has been the problem because we had that first half and that second half. There's not even the defence. It's the whole team. If we score a second now, I'm going to be so annoyed. We nearly did. We hit the crossbar, which again has been a bit of a theme recently. Right, Hlajek holds it up. He's gone all the way back to Ilic there. Ilic has not even been the problem today. I know I'm worried about him in big games, but that's not even been the problem. I'm not going to throw the water bottle. I'm going to point the finger. No, I'm not going to. I'm going to thrash the arms. I'm angry. I am angry, but also understanding. I am throwing the water bottle at Salvador because he's been so poor recently. And also, I'm going to shout at Herculano. And you know what? Karnasechi as well. The second half performance is... That's one of the worst second half performances I think I've seen from us. I've upset a lot of them. I don't even really care. I don't mind the fact that we've just lost against Real Madrid. What I mind is that first half was so good. And then we just switch off completely in the seconds. Yeah. It was a little bit embarrassing. To have the first half that we did, and then that second half we just capitulated completely is... It's not mind-boggling because it's Football Manager. But that was rough. That was rough to sit through, I've got to be honest with you. Because that first half just gave me so much... Hope's the wrong word, but I felt so good about the team in that first half because we were looking good. We need to, I think, go back to the drawing... Not go back to the drawing board. That's really dramatic. We don't need to do that at all. Because, first half of the season has been absolutely fine. But we need to work something out because there is something a bit odd with the team. And it's really not ideal that we need to try and work it out in season. But we're going to have to. Because there's definitely a few issues. I mean, Salvador, again, if we look at his form's not bad. I tell you what, actually, do you know what? Considering how he was last season, that's pretty bad. Like, 3 games, no goals, scores 2. He's on international duty there, fine. He scores 2 when he comes back. 3 games, 1 goal, 2 games. And the ratings when he's not scoring are not good ratings. Granted, he's here to score goals. and he's still a goal a game. But I'd rather him only score 1 goal rather than get 2 or 3. And he'd do it every game, maybe missing 1 or 2 out. That run of form recently, I don't even think anything's changed in this period. I think it's maybe it's just when he went on international duty, maybe something happened. Maybe he's picked up a knock and it's his confidence. I don't know. But again, his happiness, I'm sure he's fine. No current concerns whatsoever. He's delighted. He's happy. He's playing football. He's got no real plans or anything. I don't get what it is. Because the rest of the team around him hasn't really changed. The only... Just need my desk, sorry. The only thing I can think of is maybe it's Veloso playing deeper, but... surely that can't affect it. Anyway, I'm going to have to go away and have a think. I'll have a bit of a tinker if I feel like I need to. And we'll see whether we can get Salvador kind of back on all cylinders. We'll kind of forget the Real Madrid game ever happened, and we'll keep an eye on the return fixture against Real Madrid at the end of January. That might be one to come back to. There's a lot of games between then and now, but I am thinking that could be fun to come back to. Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain as a double header. That could be quite fun. We might do that. I'll have a think about it, but it will be somewhere in January where we'll come back, and hopefully between now and then we get the team playing a little bit more like what we want them to, and we manage to sort out what kind of is going on. Because again, it's not been a bad run of form at all up until this game, but I've seen this coming a little bit. Just the first half surprised me because of how good it was. Just couldn't get the goal, and that man is in the team to score the goals. And the fact that he's not scoring them at the rate he should be at the moment is a little bit disappointing. I mean, again, he scored 12 in 12. I'm being really silly, aren't I? But then you saw the form. So recently, he's not been doing it. He's just been padding his stats on games where he's been scoring more than 1. I'll go away and have a think, and hopefully we'll get to the bottom of it. Thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed today's video, again, don't forget to leave a big like on there for me, and also don't forget to subscribe as well. It's completely free to do so, and you'll make me a very happy chap. I've been Stu, you guys have been awesome, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.